Okay. Hello. It's wonderful to be here. This is an unusual situation for me to be in, as I'm usually sat where you are now. I draw at events like the Festival of Ideas, sketching the speakers. But today, I'm here on stage and I'm going to talk to you about drawing. I would like to share my passion with you tonight by using a recent body of work to show you how I draw and why I enjoy it so much. As you probably know, there was an exhibition of new paintings by David Hockney at the Royal Academy recently. It received a lot of press coverage. Some loved it and some didn't. Lots and lots of people went. I went too, and although I enjoyed looking at the work on display immensely, I was fascinated by the large volume of visitors and became even more interested in the people than in the artwork. I decided it might be interesting to draw the crowds. This is the first drawing that I did. I soon realized a crowd is very complex. A crowd is made up of individuals who are always shifting and changing, yet the crowd as a thing is constant, always there. I got so interested in the crowd as a subject for investigation that I went back every Friday for a month and a half to draw in the galleries from 10 a.m. till 10 p.m. I drew in room number 11, which was different from the other rooms, since there was a 30-minute film on a loop with benches for people to sit on. This proved to be an ideal situation, since it allowed me to sketch, knowing people would sit relatively still for any length of time, from 5 to 30 minutes. The visitors were so concentrated on the film, they rarely noticed I was there. I worked fast with biro on grey paper in order to capture the details of a person's face or hands. Then suddenly, the person I was drawing would get up and move on, and someone else would sit down in exactly the same spot. Using anchor points, such as the doorway or bench, allowed me to locate the exact position of each person I chose to include in my drawing. The aim became to record movement. The idea of recording belongs to the realm of reportage, an area of documentary usually associated with photography. But photography was not allowed in the gallery, and even if it had been, a photograph of the crowd would have been something very different. Both drawing and photography, as reportage, can have the power to make a bold statement. These people were here, and this is what it looked like. Yet with a fundamental difference. A photo shows a fraction of a second, whereas drawings like these show an expanded moment, an ongoing moment. Many different moments exist on the paper and simultaneously overlap and contradict each other. So one can't be sure if two people that were sat side by side in the drawing were actually in the room at the same time. This brings me to the title of my talk, Bigger Drawings. Not so much in terms of size, but with regards to content and the many layers of information contained within them. The drawings were executed in the now, yet have the power to make us wonder what happened there 5 minutes or an hour before, or a week previously. The layers of looking and mark-making mirror the extremely layered way in which we experience being in the world. What started as a curious exercise developed into an activity that allowed me to perceive the world around me more fully and more deeply. The intimate act of drawing, where the point of the pen follows the contours of someone's face, reveals the significance drawing holds as a way of thinking about the world, of developing an outward inquiry that leads to a more profound understanding of a place, in order to arrive at a picture which is separate from reality, yet has in it something of the essence of that very personal experience of looking. As Christopher Townsend observed, as a human subject, I am not simply an instrument that dispassionately documents the world, but rather that my being in the world is a matter of simultaneous expression and erasure. Tonight, my thinking through drawing has been replaced by an attempt at thinking through writing and speaking. This presentation also went through a process of layering. 20 drafts brought me to the final content. I hope that sharing my ideas with you tonight can be an opportunity to engage and think about the city and the environment in which we live, and how we move through it on a day-to-day basis. How certain activities, and they will be different for each and every one of us, allow us to change our perception of what is around us and find our own very personal way of being in the world, constructing meaning out of the practice of the everyday in whichever form that may take. I would be happy to discuss this further and answer any questions you may have during the break. Thank you.